What's up, guys? It's a late Boy Scout with another SHOT Show recap. I want to talk about the DP12 pump-action shotgun, the double-barreled pump-action shotgun, an industry first. And it is a bullpup design, kind of similar to the KSG, to the UTAS 15, other guns you may have seen. So we're kind of exploring that bullpup design a little further by putting double barrels on it, not just two magazines. Because of that, I think we're somewhat in new territory here. A lot of you guys are looking at this gun going, this is dumb. Why would we ever want a double barrel pump action shotgun? It makes no sense. I'm going to talk about why I think it does make some sense and try to let you guys decide for yourselves if this, makes sense for you. Now, we could also talk about the price of it and, is the price on par with what you're actually getting for the gun? There's a lot of other things we could try to cover in this gun, but let's try to keep it simple today. So let's start with some of the philosophy attached to this gun. Why do we want a double barrel pump action shotgun? First off, I like that it's pump action. I don't have any semi-auto shotguns. Maybe you guys love semi-auto shotguns, I don't know. I love the reliability of a pump action. I love how manual it is and how simple it is. So I love that this one is a pump action shotgun. You're getting that pump action reliability with that gun, and that's great. Next, the bullpup design. While it's not my favorite design, I kind of prefer the traditional barrel and magazine out in front of the receiver design. For me, that works better. The type of training I've had relates to that more clearly. So I'm probably going to stick with that sort of traditional design. However, a lot of you guys have some good reasons why you want the bullpup design, being that it's faster around corners and in tight spaces. I totally get that. So the bullpup design in many ways is a big selling point. But why do we want a double barrel pump action shotgun? If we can just bang, rack, bang, isn't that good enough? Well, here's why I think double barrel makes sense. Now, one potential drawback is the added weight. And I don't know what the exact weight is of the DP12. I'm sure that it's heavier than the KSG and maybe some of those other ones. However, given the bullpup design, once again, it's going to be easy to manage that weight. But here's why I think the double barrel makes sense. When I got some tactical shotgun training at Front Sight, one of the things I learned is that you almost always have a follow-up shot. When you're first engaging your target, it's virtually every time it's bang, click, click, bang. In the case of this DP12, it's bang, bang, rack. So you're actually getting that follow-up shot off much faster. Much faster, that's debatable, but faster for sure. Now, can you bring the muzzle back down fast enough and all that other stuff? Well, that's to be seen, I suppose. You'd really have to do some tests with it. But my point is, theoretically, it makes a lot of sense to be able to do a shot and a follow-up shot before having to cycle the gun. So you may agree with that, you may not agree with that, but that's sort of my reasoning as to why the DP12 actually makes quite a bit of sense. Let's talk about the pricing of it. Is it really on par with what you're getting? The pricing, as I understand it, is around $1,300. It may go up and down depending on features that you get with the gun. What do you get with the gun standard though? My understanding is you get the foregrip that comes with it. I don't know how much that costs or how much it would cost to add that on. It might be $25, $30, $40, depending on the type of foregrip that you put on. Also, you get an integral butt pad that actually reduces recoil pretty nicely. And I shot that gun at the industry day at the range. Like I said, it was fairly comfortable to shoot. And a lot of people had shot that gun that day. I didn't see that butt pad looking chewed up or messed up in any way. So my guess is it's going to be fairly durable, as well as the rail on top. So you've got all the attachment points you need for whatever gear you want to attach to this thing. And they didn't overdo it, really. They didn't put a bunch of Picatinny rails all over this thing, to make it uncomfortable to use. Instead, they put some Magpul slots in there, MOE slots, so you can add rails where you want them and only where you want them. And that's really great. That's really smart, I think. There are other points I can make, like, the trigger, the safety, the slide release, other things like that. As I was using the gun for the short amount of time that I used it, I didn't feel like any of that stuff was getting in the way or was hard to use. Again, I can't talk very authoritatively about the battery of arms on that gun because I only put a few rounds through it. But none of that stuff seemed to get in the way or be hard to use. So to me, that's a win. It's well constructed, it's well designed, it's well thought out. So in short, I think that the DP12 is actually a pretty good design. I think it's going to do pretty well. A lot of you guys might say, well, it's only sold at cheaper than dirt, and I've got a problem with them for this reason or that reason. I get that. I can understand that. I really only want to talk about the merits of the gun itself today. And if we're only speaking about that, I think it's actually pretty good. For the money, it's more than I would spend on a shotgun. I can get a Remington 870 for under $400. And I think that gun would fill all the roles that any tactical shotgun ever needs to fill. But if you want a nicer shotgun, if you want that bullpup configuration, if you dig the fact that it's double barreled, you can get 2 shots off before you have to cycle the gun, and you don't mind spending $1,300 or whatever it ends up being, shoot, man, go for it. I think it's a good design. All right, that's it for this SHOT Show recap. I appreciate you guys watching and listening. There's more to come, so stick around. I'm the Late Boy Scout. We'll see you later.